Hi everyone, I am Boone Langston. Welcome back to Beyond the Brick. I am here with Grant Davis and Jason Ellman, the fan designers of the LEGO Ideas pop-up book. Thank you guys for joining us.
Absolutely.
We are here at Washington Square Mall. We are in the brand store. You guys, what are we doing here today? What are your plans?
So we are both here. Jason flew down from Canada today to meet me here in my hometown. We're going to be signing a bunch of the pop-up book sets. So it's coming out in a couple of days. People are getting early access and we're putting our signature on it.
Okay, today a bunch of people are here to buy the LEGO set. What can you tell us about the set you designed and the set that is being released by LEGO?
Well, originally Grant came up with the idea and I helped him kind of flesh it out, and it was a pop-up book. It's a book built out of LEGO that you can open up and a little scene pops out just like a traditional pop-up book. And basically the LEGO designers took that idea, they ran with it, they made it look 100 times better, and they refined it to meet all of the LEGO standards, and today you will be able to buy that set.
Yeah, so the function is generally the same to what the original model we submitted was, but the colors and all the details look way different, in my opinion, way better than our original model.
That's great. Jason, what's your favorite thing about the model that's being released?
My personal favorite thing is the pop-up mechanism, just because I think it's so cool. Also, in one of the scenes, the Jack and the Beanstalk scene, Wes, one of the LEGO designers who worked on the book, he did a phenomenal job making his own little mechanism to raise the beanstalk, which I was super impressed with.
Yeah.
Grant, what's your favorite thing?
So on the front of the book, there's a 1x6 brown tile that has my last name printed on it. So that's kind of my favorite thing ever. Now that I have my own LEGO piece, it's pretty exciting.
That's really, really amazing. I bet a lot of creators will never understand what that feeling is like.
I don't even think I do yet, but
That's great. So what are the stories that you thought might be articulated in this pop-up book when you were designing the design that you submitted to LEGO Ideas?
Yeah, so Jason started with a couple. One was Red Riding Hood, which we see in the final model. I did a couple generic scenes in our initial pitch, which was a pirate scene and a western scene. There wasn't any really story there, but it was just showing that the same book can have a bunch of different inserts from a bunch of different time periods or themes. We really intended for the pop-up book to have any type of story on the inside of it.
That's amazing. And what can you tell us about, when people get the pop-up book and they build it and they've got it in their hands, what's the experience like?
I mean, I think it's pretty awesome. Like, to have this model that's built out of plastic building brick toys and being able to open it and have it like transform, I think it's super cool.
Grant, can you tell me a little bit about where the idea came from?
Oh boy, so people keep asking me this question. I don't have a really great answer. I want to say that God just gave me the idea and it was divine inspiration or something like that. So about 8 years ago, I first started getting into building, and ever since then I've had the idea of building a LEGO pop-up book. A few years after I started building, got Jason on board, and then we submitted the model that became the final model after that. But I really just like the idea of having something disguised on a bookshelf you can take out and it's surprise a LEGO set on the inside.
Yeah, that's really fantastic. So how did the two of you come together to work on this project?
Right, well, I guess that's me. So I had already completed my first initial run. It's really designed quite poorly, but the idea was there, so I knew Jason to be a really good Technic builder, and so I contacted him just online, and we got working over email and Skype and a couple other things, and we came up with the final model that way. So really it was just, I needed some technical help. Jason had the technical skills, and the worlds collided that way.
That's great. And Jason, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is not your first set that has come through LEGO Ideas.
No, I did a maze, like a labyrinth marble maze a few years ago.
Yeah, that's great. And so what can you tell us, from both of those experiences, tell us a little bit about getting through LEGO Ideas.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of work and it takes a lot of time. I think that's the biggest lesson, is you just have to be really patient. For both of those models, it took years to get through the LEGO Ideas process. You have to gather 10,000 supporters, which is typically, it takes a year or two, at least in my experience. And then it's another year before, or another 6 months before, it goes through the LEGO review and may or may not get approved. And even after that, you have to wait for them to finalize the design. Yeah. So if anything, I've learned patience from this experience.
Yeah, that's great. Patience is good. Tell us a little bit about the characters that we see in the story. So we've got minifigures we've got micro figures, we've got different characters represented. Who are they?
Yeah, so they decided to go with Little Red Riding Hood and Jack and the Beanstalk as two of the core scenes within the book. So for Little Red Riding Hood, we get Red, the grandma, and the wolf. And the wolf is a pretty cool minifig. He's actually wearing a tattered version of Grandma's nightgown, which is really awesome. And his head has lipstick and gold-rimmed glasses that he took from Grandma. And for Jack and the Beanstalk, we get a minifig giant. In my opinion, I really like the torso on the giant. It's got a lot of really cool details on it, including the goose and the golden egg. And to put him in the right scale, we get a microfig of Jack. So I'm really excited about them.
That's great. So Grant, we've heard a little bit about the minifigs. You talked a little bit about the details on the outside of the book. What are some of the details, the elements, some of the things we might not notice by just looking at pictures on the inside of the book that you'd like to tell us about?
On the inside of the book, the back has a couple features that you don't usually see by looking at the front. On the inside of the cottage, which is detailed really cool, it's got some really nice yellow roofs on it. It has a little table for some of Granny's, I guess, teapots, and she also has a bed back there as well. That's really fun to see. On the inside of the book, he was able to sneak in behind the chimney, staying within 2 studs wide, a fireplace. I think that's really cool. On the Jack and the Beanstalk model, I really, really like the little micro scale houses. Use a new 1x1 slope piece in orange to make it look like there's roofs, and then the clouds in there are also really amazing. I mean, obviously the mechanism on the inside of the Jack and the Beanstalk model is pretty fantastic, and that's definitely my favorite technical aspect of the model.
That's so great. Is there anything else that either of you would like to share about this model that people might not know if they just buy the kit? Any little secrets?
I think the biggest thing I would say is that it's just so unexpected from a Lego set. Is to see something like that. I think it's outside of the norm as far as Lego sets go. It's something unique and creative, and I think people will be surprised with it.
That's exactly the answer I was looking for. Jason, thank you so much. It's really a pleasure to meet you. Grant, as always,
yeah, thank you, man.
Such a pleasure. Thank you all so much for watching. If you want to see great Lego videos every day, please subscribe to Beyond the Brick. Until next time, have a good one.
And JK Brickworks.